No one is safe in the Power universe. But would they really dare kill off Tommy Egan? The Power universe has been around long enough for all of us fans to know that no one is safe. Spoiler alert for those living under rocks. But the man at the center of the whole damn thing, Mr. Ghost himself, couldn't even make it out of his own series alive. So, no, you can never say never. But you do have to wonder if there are certain lines the universe would never touch again. Power Book 4, Force Season 3. Episode 1 picked up right after the events of the prior season, and Tommy was very much on the warpath, as he so often is, and it got me wondering what the ultimate endgame for Tommy is meant to be. Chicago was supposed to be Tommy's fresh start. It was supposed to be a new place, free of a painful past, where he could reconnect with family and create his own legacy untethered to ghosts or canon, or to any of the ghosts still haunting New York City. For starters, Tommy has primarily been on his own or partnered with people he's had to trust in a way he didn't have to in his old life. Even when he and Ghost were at absolute odds, they were still brothers at the end of the day. And there was still a level of trust there that could just never be completely broken, no matter what the two of them went through together. Since Liliana's death during Power Book 4, Force Season 1, Tommy hasn't had someone who's fully been all in with him and his mission, sans Maria. But that's a personal bond and not a business one. He and Diamond are partners. But in many ways it feels like something in name only. They both keep things from each other, and they both have agendas that don't concern each other. Not all partners need to be perfectly aligned, but we're 1 hour down in the final season, and Diamond is trying to kill Tommy's nephew behind his back to save himself. Scooping out the scene. Power Book 4, Force Season 2 Episode 9. These two are not willing to die for another or anything of the sort. They just have specific goals that align for right now, and knowing that outside Maria, Tommy is one misstep from truly being alone makes you wonder how he comes out of this whole thing alive. And I say that as someone who would never, ever bet against Tommy Egan. There were countless times throughout Power where it seemed like Tommy was on an island, and there was no way he could escape his comeuppance. But he always found a way. I want to think the same would happen for him this season, but there's just something about literally the whole of Chicago wanting his head on a stick that feels different from even his most desperate New York days. When Ghost died during the final season of Power, it was shocking, but it also felt like the complete end to the story they had been telling from the beginning. And the further away we get from it, the better I understand why it was necessary. Ghost always had 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the business, and he'd created this empire that he couldn't quite figure out how to let go of completely. And it was that indecision mixed with narcissism and sociopathic tendencies that alienated those around him and destroyed everything he touched. His death, at the hands of his own son, was a product of Ghost leading a life in which he thought he was a god amongst men. Grabbing a snack. Power Book 4, Force Season 2 Episode 7. You could say the same for Tommy. Though I'd argue Tommy was always more rooted in reality, and while he was more psychotic, he's always known who he was. Tommy's gonna live and die in the streets, and it's something he came to terms with probably when he was growing up and understood what he was good at and what made him happy. Am I expecting Tommy to die at the end of this? Am I expecting him to die in the arms of Kate and Maria after one of his enemies finally gets the drop on him? Not necessarily. But it wouldn't surprise me either. Whether on screen or not, Tommy's fate was always going to be decided by the place that raised him, no matter what city, and the streets will always get their pound of flesh in the end. And no matter how this series wraps up, I want an excellent ride all the way to the end, and the season started brilliantly, which is always a good sign. Let me know in the comments below if you think the series would actually kill off Tommy Egan. Or do you think he's destined to make it out of every spin-off alive and well? Please share your thoughts so we can discuss. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.